Welcome to Off-Grid Rising, where we discuss the holes for the solar array. Bet you didn't know holes would be the subject of an entire YouTube video.
Okay, William was up here digging, or I should say drilling, the holes for our solar array, and due to a combination of super dry soil and super rocky soil, you can see that even though he didn't have any problem going 2 feet deep with the auger bit, we have some work to do. So now we go low tech. Not my favorite. This is a post hole digger, and aptly named because we are going to use it to dig the holes for the posts, or in our case, the 1.5 inch galvanized pipe to support the solar array. Wish me luck. All right, well, it's been a while, as you can tell by my red, sweaty face, and I wanted to show you a little bit about the process so far. So let me turn the camera around and explain to you a little bit about how I'm doing this. Digging holes truly is not my favorite, but it can't all be our favorite. Sometimes you just got to get the job done. Okay, here is the first demonstration hole, which is relatively untouched from when I showed it to you earlier. You might notice that that dirt is extremely dry, and what that means is that it wants to fall back into the hole, despite my best efforts with the post hole digger. So, fortunately, we have some access to water up here. The hose is too far away, but I can fill it into this jug and kind of haul it to where I need it. And I don't need much, so that helps. I'm using the water to pour into the holes bit by bit, which causes the dirt to clump together, which makes it much easier to get out of the ground with said post hole digger. So it's kind of a process of dig, and I know some people consider this blasphemy, but I like to start with a round-headed shovel because I find it easier. And until that becomes impossible because it's eroding the wall of the hole, I dig out as far as I can with that because it moves more material at a time. Then pour water in, let it sit for a few minutes, and in the meantime, work on a different hole because it's all about efficiency and maximizing one's time. And then come back and the post hole digger will do the job. So these holes need to be 2 feet deep, and that one is. So is the first one, which is quite possibly one of the uglier holes I've ever dug in my life, but it'll work. And then I'll show you another one that's kind of ready for water at this point. So this is one that I have dug out with the round-headed shovel. It's probably 12 to 18 inches deep at this point. It has to be 24, so I'm about to pour water into it and let it sit, like I mentioned, and then come back and finish the job with the post hole digger. What in the world, you might ask, are those god-awful, ugly structures that are neither level nor plumb? Well, those will be the forms to hang the back row for the solar array. And I haven't put the horizontal cross piece on yet that will be level and also in the correct line with the holes so that we're able to set that back row. So that was yesterday and today, digging out the holes and building those forms. And tomorrow we are going to put those cross pieces on. We have to put them on at the correct elevation that, as you know, we took the measurements for when we were getting ready to cut the pipe. And then we will pour the concrete using our skid steer attachment cement mixer, which is awfully handy. All right, we're looking at the campsite, or I should say the clearing, formerly known as the campsite, which is where we are about to move the shed that we will repurpose as a powerhouse for the solar. Things are happening slowly but surely. Pretty exciting. I have a love-hate relationship with rain. On one hand, I'm really glad we're getting some. On the other hand, it really throws a wrench in our plans. We were hoping to get the pipe set for the solar array today, and while we probably technically could still do that, we have another pressing need that came up, which is this shed. When it was built by some friends of ours, and it used to live inside a larger shop, so it doesn't have a finished roof on it. And so now we have to make sure that the tarp that's up there has no holes in it, and that tarp most certainly does. So that is now our afternoon. See you next time.